Hey guys, James here from Replica Reviews. Now, everybody that's followed the channel will know, and it's no secret, I love my FX rifles. I've got the Crown behind me and I've got my Impact down below. Now, one of the things that if I was going to change anything, it would have always been the mags. Now, the mags, as you can see here, the rotary, they hold a decent amount of pellets. But the problem is, you've got to bring the cover round to get the spring tension, put your pellet in, and then work your way around filling it up as you go. It's a good system, it works, it is relatively simple, but it had its own flaws. If you didn't get the pellet all the way in before twisting, you'd obviously dent the skirts and this and that and the other. And obviously you imagine with a high cap magazine like this having to go around and around and around. When you're at the range, it got a little bit tedious. But like I say, they work. Now, I had sent through to me a couple of new mags. Now these are from a company called Sideshot. Now you might recognise them, it's an American company, they do the really cool scope camera setup. Now I have got that coming in a couple of months. I'm just trying to get the video in such a way that I'm happy with how it looks. Now the mags, they're a lot different to the FX ones. They look very similar, they're the same size, etc. But they are very, very different. And I'll go into a couple of details now for you so you can see. Now the one here in my left hand is an 18-shot 22 caliber magazine. So this is for your 22 cal pellets. And this here is a monster size 38 round 177 magazine. Now they're made from injection molded plastic and they've got some really neat little bits to kind of help load them, but I'll show you that in 2 seconds. Now because we're going to go through both of them, I'm going to use the 177. It's bigger, it's easy to show on camera, and it fits in my Impact. Now, you aren't going to be able to buy this magazine and chuck it straight into your Impact. Not going to happen. It's enormous. So what you have to do is you have to buy an adapter plate, or if you buy it as a kit, it will come with the plate. And that basically replaces the bottom section of your rifle here. That is 8 2.5mm Allen keys you've got to undo. 2 here, 2 here, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. Take them out. Obviously, before you do any of this, make sure you take your bottle off. Good practice, fire it a couple of times just to make sure there is no residual air in there at all. When you take the bottle off, you will hear it coming out the front. It's nothing to be alarmed at. Don't have a panic attack like me. That is just the gun depressurizing. But like I say, a couple of shots just to make sure there's no air trapped up here, and there's no air, obviously, in the system anywhere. Now, ease of fitting. I managed it. Enough said on that one. I did it in the field, literally took 3 or 4 minutes. Take the gauge off, again just use an adjustable if you've not got the right size wrench. The 8 screws, as I say, put it back on, 8 screws on with your gauge. Again, don't over tighten this one, otherwise you'll end up ripping threads out, and it probably won't be off the gauge, it'll be the aluminium on that, and that's going to be expensive to fix. So just be careful when you're tightening it back up. Now, there are a couple of really neat features with this plate. Again, it is plastic, it's injected plastic, but it also has this really neat little magazine release. Now, when you clip the magazine in, you hear it go click. You don't need to hold this in, just put it in, it goes click, and then the magazine, even when you've got the gun cocked, stays in place. And I really liked that. There was no worrying about whether it's aligned, if you've got the gun unloaded, if you've not got, you know, whatever. You don't want the magazine coming out. If you press it in the wrong place, obviously with it being so large, it's just nice to know that it's there. And then that works again with the smaller capacity magazines. And then also, it's worth noting, I've just tried it. If you're worried about not being able to use the smaller factory standard magazines, they will work just fine with this adapter plate in, even with this extended archway. So what we'll do, less me waffling on, we'll quickly show you how to load the magazines, a couple of shots of the mags in action. It is buttery smooth, and then we'll move into final thoughts, conclusions, and where you can get them, how much they cost, and all that good stuff. Okay, so I've not done this on camera before, so this is going to go one of 2 ways. Now, to the first step to load the magazines, you can see you've got this tab in the centre of the mag. You just move this around, there's 2 clicks, like so, and then what that does is it means you can just take the top off, nice and simple. Now, much like with the FX mag, you do need to wind this plate all the way around, like so, and just drop 1 pellet in just to hold the tension. Now, from this point, it really is much like the old FX mag, where you've got to load them in 1 by 1, doesn't matter what order you load them in. but just load them up. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll load this one up, and then we'll show you the rest of the process. Okay, so now we've done the boring bit. We've got the 38 rounds loaded in the magazine like so. You got this little hole here and these two tabs. Line them up like so, and then bring this tab around and it's locked in place. 38 rounds. It's huge. Okay, so now we've got a loaded mag, we need to put it in the rifle. So what we do is cocking lever to the rear, as you normally would. Take your magazine, clip it in place, there we go, job done. And as I say, you've got this really neat little feature here. So the magazine now won't come out, but if you want to take the mag out manually, push it towards the mag, and out it comes. That's simple, that's good. Right, let's have a bit of fun, let's shoot it. Okay, so initial thoughts. It's simple to load, it's easy to use, it's really smooth when you use it. I really like it. Now, one thing I will mention, 38 rounds is a lot of pellets for anybody. These are going to be really well suited for anybody that's moving around. A permission if you've got plenty of rats, if you've got pigeons, that kind of stuff. Rather than having to carry multiple magazines, you can just leave one straight in. 38 rounds is enough to last anybody. Now there will be those that go, oh, but you'll need more than that and this and that and the other. If you're firing more than 38 rounds in a single sitting, you're probably having a really good time, and I don't think reloading is probably going to be too much of a problem for you. Now, price-wise, these aren't cheap, but then airgun magazines never are. Now for the whole system, so you get an impact adapter and the magazine, you're looking at $150 US, and if you just want the mag, so the little 22 magazine, or any of the other calibers, it's $120. Now at the moment, I don't know for us UK guys how these are going to be priced. I can't imagine it's going to be too dissimilar. Now if you put that in perspective with other magazines that are on the market, it's comparative, but you're getting a lot more. As I say, somebody's really thought these magazines through, and I mean just the whole system is so simple. The fact that it's all kind of made from injection molded plastic, there's virtually no moving parts on here at all, and this little latch system on the front to remove the cover makes loading so much easier, and I really like them. So again, a huge thanks to the guys from FX for sending all the gear across for us to test. I will do plenty more with this. We got more with the Crown that's just over the way there as well. As I film this, I am 7 people away from the 10,000 subscriber mark. It's been a goal for a while, so if you're new to the channel, if this is the first video you've watched, feel free to have a look at our back catalogue, and if you like what you see, click subscribe. You never know, you might be the 10,000th person. So anyway, any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the box below. Any kind of other bits and pieces, you can message us on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And if you're not already checked us out on those, feel free to follow. I tend to post on Instagram quite a lot, and Facebook probably about a similar time. So if you're not on those, go and check those. But as I say, any questions, comments, chuck them below. And until next time guys, thanks for watching.